Your good morning to you. Good morning to you. It's an exciting time again to have another blessed day. And so you're welcome to 360 Seconds with George Kobina Ofori. I want to continue from yesterday's episode. So yesterday we started a leadership series called Think. Then we concluded that that was an introduction. So we concluded that you are what you think. Okay. And so we used the quotation from one of the great men in the Bible called Solomon that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And so we have come to know that what you are thinking about is what you become. So I said that is who you are, is actually what you are becoming. So you might think that if I think as a billionaire, doesn't mean that the next 3 hours I'm going to get money. Not that per se, but you become. It's a process. You become. So after a year, after some period of days or weeks or months, you see that you are developing into what you have been thinking about. And so that has been what we have been teaching. So we said that the quality of your life takes place in the mind before it becomes, before it happens in reality. Before it happens in reality. And that is a fact. That is what goes on. Okay. But today I want to talk to you about what influences our thinking, the influences of our thinking. There is something that influences our thinking. Life has always been a cause and effects principle. There is something that brings the cause and it ends up in effect. There's nothing like a mistake. There's nothing like a suddenly. No, it doesn't happen that way. It is sudden for some people. It is sudden for the outsiders. It is a mistake to those who are not part of the process. But you and I, who are part of the process of becoming great, you are part of the process of becoming something, a phenomenon to the world. You know that your suddenly is not just suddenly, but to the world is suddenly. So there's always a cause and effect. And today I want to share with you one of the causes that leads to you thinking the way you think. Okay, so I want to talk to you about the influence. And the influence here is the environment. The environment you are in, the environment you are in is what influences you to think the way you think. So if you think wealthy, if you think health, if you think joy, if you always think on positive vibes, it means that your environment is positive. But if your thinking is negative, if your thinking is always ill, evil, demonic, then your environment is what? Is negative. And so Jesus talks about a story of sowing a seed. There was nothing wrong with the seed, but there was everything wrong with the environment. So as long as the land or the environment was rocky, thorny, it was a bare land, it couldn't bear fruit. But as long as the environment or the soil was a good soil, there was fruit. And so you as a seed, you have been planted somewhere, but where you have been planted might not be a good environment. So you are going to struggle. Okay. And so when we talk about environment, this is what I am saying, that environment is not where you are staying, as in you are staying at Kaswa, or you are staying at Nima or Mamobi, or you are staying at East Legon, or any part of maybe a city in your country where you think that people, this kind of people come from here and this kind of people come from here. So the rich is always known from here, or the poor is always known from here. That has been the basic understanding of what we mean by environment. But hear me, environment is not a place. Environment is the people. So the environment are the people around you, not the place where you stay. Because actually, what gives a place a meaning or a form or a spirit is the people in that place. So when there is a change of people, there's going to be a change of environment. And so your environment are the people around you. They affect two things. They affect what you see, what you hear. So the environment is what you hear, what you see. So the question is, what are you seeing? And what are you hearing? So the great master Jesus will talk and he said, be careful what you hear. And be even careful with how you hear it. It has always been God's principle that if He wants to give or bless, it goes to the pattern of those seeing and those hearing. So remember a story of Elijah and Elisha. He said, "As you see me go." You hear the story of Peter preaching. He said that the Spirit of God fell upon those who heard the word. So it's always about people hearing something, people seeing something. Your environment is going to influence your thinking. So if people around you feed you with negative words, feed you with negative actions, then your life is going to be full of negative action because you are going to think on them. You always been thinking of what you are seeing and what you are hearing. So the question is, what are you hearing? What are you seeing? These are the things that are going to influence your thinking. And if there's a change or an influence on your thinking, then there's going to be a change in your behavior because you see or you hear, you think about it. It forms part of your belief system. Then you act. That's how your life becomes. It's a process. It's a process. So please, where are you planted? What are you seeing? What are you hearing? You can change your environment. Nobody will change it for you. You have every choice to change your environment, the people around you. So this is LD George Kobina Ofori. 360 seconds with me on leadership series titled what? Think. I'll leave you here and come back to you, God willing, tomorrow, same time. For now, I want you to meditate on this and share, comment, and let it be a blessing to many.